Miss Cousin, you and your mother say you had no choice but to drag the defendant, Mr. Bell, into court today because you're fed up with his lies.
Yes,
He denies being the father of your 7-month-old son, Taquan, and has even gone to the extreme by blocking all contact with you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, you say that Miss Cousin has told you that you are not Taquan's father and say she's trying to use this baby to bust up your 6-year relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're confident that today's DNA results will get her out of your life for good.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Cousin, you say you're fed up with his lies.
I'm fed up with his lies because he's a two-time liar. He told my daughter that he was single, that he was not in a relationship.
Why you can't
I know he was in a relationship with her because I seen his picture on her phone when she started being with him. I seen how her attitude changed.
Who did I sleep with, you or her?
I knew then that she was pregnant.
Who did I sleep with, you or her?
I met you at a relative house. You came to a relative house to pick her up
what your child out here doing, man.
with her bad
Mr. Bell, hold on.
And you took her with you. You had your cousin in the car. You got out the car. You greeted me. You hugged me. I told you, I'm nice to meet you. You said, nice to meet you too. She got in the car with you. She left with you for that whole weekend.
So, Miss Cousin, you're basically saying that Mr. Bell was a two-timer. He had your daughter thinking he was in a relationship with her, but he was really in a relationship with somebody else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true, Mr. Bell?
No. We went out once, but that was it. A whole weekend? No. I had to get back to her.
You went out once, a whole weekend, yes. And then not only that, y'all had lunch together.
Can't she let her daughter talk? She wasn't there.
Room. I go in her room. I found receipts with 2 combos on it. I asked her what the combos for. For him and her. You know, at the end of the day.
2 combos
meal for lunch. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so
if she paying for it, of course I'm gonna take the food. She paying for it.
Yeah, and y'all in a relationship.
What you mean?
So, listen, Destiny, I want to hear from you.
Let her talk.
So, Mr. Bell, first of all, let me make sure you understand something. I got this under control. I'm listening to the testimony. I'm going to get to you. They're the plaintiffs. They're bringing this action, so I want to know why. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I'm going to get to you, and I want to hear your side. Destiny, your mother asserts that Mr. Bell made you feel like he was in a relationship with you, but really he was in a relationship with somebody else.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you meet him?
We met at this job that we was working at. When I first met him, he told me he wasn't with no one. I never slept with no one else at work. Every time I go out to get lunch, he right behind me. What you eating for lunch? Can you buy me something? Meet me downtown. Tell me I cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
When she should have been.
Were you paying his phone bill?
Yes. While she was paying his phone bill and buying him lunch, I was also doing other things for me and my husband have a roof over our head. We don't have no other income, but what my husband do is work. And at the end of the day, I want Cortez to step up and take the responsibility and be a man and help take care of his son. Because me and my husband have been doing it for the last 7 months. Buying milk, strollers, walkers, baby bed, car seat, everything. That take a toll on me. Destiny was on a good route. She graduated from Job Corps high school diploma. I pushed that to the fullest because I was not gonna let her give up on her education. Once she graduated, Job Corps gave her a job, somewhere to work. Once she got that job, she fell into the footsteps of him. And what he did, he used her to the fullest. And today, I'm walking in her shoes because I've been taking care of Taquan. I've been doing it all. Not him, nobody else but me and my husband. And it's time for him to pay me back. And he needs to be in his son's life to teach him the right from wrong, to be a young man.
Mr. Bell, I want you to take me back because I want to hear your side. Now, you say, yeah, you ate the food because she was buying it. You said, yeah, you slept with her.
Once.
Lie.
It only takes once, you know that, right?
No.
And so, what was the nature of the relationship in your mind?
We met at work. I only seen her outside of work maybe twice. We was never together because I had to go home to her. I was staying with her and my kid.
Were you flirting with her at work?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
were you asking her what she's eating for lunch and buy you some too?
No.
Lie.
No.
Well, you said you already ate the food because she was buying it.
Yeah, she offered.
So, Mr. Bell, you said this was a one-time thing when you had sex with...
In a car.
Oh, okay, so you had sex in a car. Did you use protection?
Yes.
No lie.
Yes.
No lie.
Miss Cousin and her mom, they're claiming that this was going on. This was an ongoing relationship. That's not true?
No.
Yes, it is true, Your Honor.
Destiny, I see the tears in your eyes. What are you feeling right now?
Because he lied. No, he lied. Why would you lie on me for no reason?
Because he felt your weakness. That's what he felt. He felt that he could take control of you because he knew that you was the one that was not gonna say nothing and was gonna be silent. But as of today, God is my witness. I'm speaking, and I'm speaking out loud.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Mr. Bell, are you denying the baby is yours?
Yes.
Because you have the girlfriend of 6 years or because you truly believe this isn't your
I believe
biological
it's not
child?
mine.
Why? Why do you doubt?
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
Why you lying?
Destiny, how did it go?
When I came home, I called him. I said, I'm pregnant. He said, oh, well, call me back. Let me know what you gonna do. And that was it, and he hung up the phone.
Did you tell your manager at work?
I told my manager, because that's the day that my back was hurting. She said,
And she
you
told
could
me
go.
the baby wasn't mine. I don't want
Why
no
is
baby by
you-
you anyway.
Wait,
She
he
told
just
me-
said that you told him the baby wasn't his.
He's a compulsive liar. All he do
No,
is
you and
lie.
your mama
But
compulsive
Mr.
liar.
Bell, you said that she didn't tell you, she told the manager and the manager told you.
Yes. And once I went to her and told her that it's not mine, the first thing, I don't want no baby by you anyway.
Wait, I don't want a baby by you anyway is different from the baby is not yours. Which did she say?
Both.
Why you lying?
Real
Boy, you
lie,
don't do that, but lie.
Man,
It's
just give me the
lying.
result, man, so I can go on my life and you go find your baby daddy, man.
Okay.
Well, we just want it to
ain't
be
me.
over with, Your Honor, because we really want him to help take care of this baby. You know, Destiny just got a new job now, and I want her to stay positive. I want her to go
now
to
she wanna
college.
stay
That's
positive.
one
She
thing
went
that I
positive when
want
she
her
was
to
out
do.
here hoeing around.
Well, you
She
can
went
say
positive
whatever you
then.
want to say at the end of the day. How you know what she was doing when you
All right,
saying
let's
what
get
you saying.
some order.
Let
Let's
you
get some order. Mr. Bell, after you find out that she's pregnant, do you participate in the process of the not at all?
She with a whole nother dude doing her pregnant.
No, I was
what
not.
dude under 25 gonna be with somebody else? A
Boy,
pregnant
you
woman
is
that-
lying.
and it
You
ain't
a
his baby.
compulsive liar.
What-
I
what is
wasn't with
compulsive?
nobody. I
She didn't
wasn't
start
with
talking to
nobody.
until
Thank
after
you.
this baby was born.
Baby.
Mr. Bell, how do you know she was with someone else?
Because he had his baby mama searching on me.
Nah, you search my baby.
And that's how they got in
Nobody.
contact with
I
y'all.
ain't got
You is-
nobody.
Yes.
All right, I want to hear from your witness. Step over to the podium, ma'am. Miss King, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So you are Mr. Bell's girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, so now, how did you find out that your boyfriend was having a relationship with somebody else?
I was pregnant with our second daughter. And I guess you could say a mutual friend happened to recognize Cortez on her page, like for his pictures and stuff like that. And he asked if Cortez and I were still together. And I was just like, of course. So he gave me her name or whatever. I searched for her on Instagram. Of course I'm gonna search. I see Cortez is her profile picture. And I see her bio. She's like, oh, I love him. That's the one for me and stuff like that. So I requested her. I saw the page, but I didn't really think nothing of it. It looked real immature to me because they didn't have physical pictures together. I wouldn't believe that they were in a real relationship compared to how him and I are.
So wait a minute, did you know who she was when she made the request on your
No,
page?
I didn't even know who she was.
You didn't. And so how did you find out, Miss King, your boyfriend had in fact slept with Miss Cousin?
She messaged me on Facebook, and she was like, do you have Cortez's mom number? Because I have his baby over here. At that point, I showed his mom. His mom was like, well, who is that? I found out she was pregnant through the same person who told me that
Who told you that they were together?
Yeah, and when I asked Cortez, I said, she's pregnant. Do you have anything to do with this? He told me no.
Do you believe he just slept with her one time in the back of a car?
Part of me, yes. Because he's always with me.
Miss Cousin, I want you to tell the court the nature of your relationship?
We slept together 3 times, unprotected, and he know that.
Where'd you all go?
We'll go anywhere.
Where we went? Where did we go?
In the car, it don't matter.
Where did we go?
And we
Since
went
we
to the
was on
club
a
with
date.
your cousin them. You know that.
So what you're saying is you all would go out or have sex, but he'd always leave.
Yes.
But you didn't think he was in a relationship.
No, he told me he wasn't in a relationship when I first met him.
You say Mr. Bill hasn't done anything for
Nothing
Taquan.
at all.
But has he
Nothing.
ever seen Taquan?
Seen my baby one time. And when he came
on
over
a
there,
picture.
he asked for sex. And was talking about his baby mama.
Where you stay at?
Exactly. You know we stay
you
on
know
Park
where
Valley
we
Drive.
stay at.
I let
You-
you in the house.
They be in a
I let
different,
you
they
in the
be in a
house.
different house.
Let me tell you where he
y'all
told me,
staying, where y'all staying in a rooming house?
Tell me what happened.
He came
You want to
in.
crack jokes.
When he came,
Hold on. Hold on. Mr. Bell, I'm getting tired of your side talking, because I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Every time they go to testify, you talking over them, and the only thing it looks like to me is that you don't want me to hear what they're saying because they're telling the truth. I'm about tired of this little attitude you got, because you got a nice girl, but you over there sniffing up at this little girl at work, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bill. Now you here in this courtroom. Don't be mad at nobody but yourself, baby.
Oh, yes.
Nobody. So all this hemming and hawing and rolling your eyes, it don't do nothing for me. You need to be mad at yourself, boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think I believe you slept with this girl one time in a car, ain't nobody crazy up in here. But you, if you think I believe you. Now, Destiny,
yes, Your Honor.
you said he came to see the baby one time.
Yes,
But when he came to see the baby, he wanted to have sex.
Yes, he asked me. He said, would you have sex with me? I was like, no. He's like, what, you scared of your boyfriend? I said, I ain't scared of my boyfriend. My boyfriend ain't got nothing to do with it. And when he came, he had a flat tire. He asked to use my sister four-wayer to take the tire off. Mm-hmm. So my daddy was trying to help him. And when he came in to see Taquan, he said, oh, Taquan look like you and your mama.
And I was like, well, he looked like you with them crazy eyes. I told him I need help with this child because Destiny don't have no money. But he did not do that. He blocked calls and everything.
So, Mr. Bell, do you remember going to see Taquan?
No.
So you're saying you've never even been over there. This whole thing that they're describing didn't happen.
He came over there when he was a month old.
Mr. Bell, does this look familiar? This picture?
No.
Oh, you just lying. You is a liar.
What
It's
you
all
crying?
right.
I don't care nothing about your crime.
We're going to get the truth. The truth says set you free.
So, Destiny, you're upset now because you're just saying he's just lying.
You just
Yes.
lie. Why would you just lie?
You saying he came over to see the baby.
Yes, when my baby was 1 month old.
I was right there in the room with him, Your Honor.
you
My
have
husband
a
really
truck.
wanted to go off on him.
Why he
but
didn't
I
then?
told him, don't do it.
He could have.
You know what I'm saying?
How could he if you weren't there, Mr. Bell?
Exactly.
You was there.
Exactly.
So, Miss King,
guess
you're
what
very
I wanted to
quiet. Has Mr. Bell ever said he came over to see Taquan?
No.
Never told you that.
No, she told me that he came over there. That's when she messaged me on Facebook. And when I asked him, he told me no. And then when I hear that something about a truck, he doesn't have a truck. So if
whatever
he
he had.
stays with me, I know exactly what
It was
he
an
had.
Impala. Yes.
If it was a truck, she said a truck.
Well, I
She
don't
didn't
know
know.
what
How many
truck or
Impala
car.
trucks do you know?
Well, does he have an Impala, Miss King?
My father has one.
So he driving your daddy car to our house. Ain't that so, sweetie?
I'm gonna stop this nonsense. Ron, I'm ready for the envelope.
All right. Yes.
In the case of Cousin versus Bell, when it comes to 7-month-old Taquan Cousin, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Bell, you are the father.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You silent now?
I'll
It's silent.
take my child support papers in the mail.
You've been chirping off all day.
All
It
day.
is what it-
You could not let them get a sentence out
Mm-hmm.
without
what it is.
downplaying everything they said. Everything.
You got 2 innocent women standing here.
Both of them crying.
Sad and hard.
And you got
because
your
you
hands
played the
behind your
game.
back and your body language is saying you could care less.
About her.
It's about the baby.
Yeah, I'm wondering about Taquan right now. Did you see the baby when he was 1 month old?
No.
Did you have sex with Miss Cousin more than one time?
No.
So you still lying.
It only takes one.
You under oath and you still lying. Your girlfriend crying and you lying. And she knows it. Is there something you'd like to say, Ms. King?
I apologize on my behalf because I wasn't there. And I could probably feel your pain because it could have been me. Like, we got 2 kids together. But see, how you guys see him, I see it different because when my 2 kids, he's there. But I do apologize.
We accept your apology, baby.
Ms. Goddard, you and your mother claim the defendant, Damon Harrison, purposefully impregnated you to trap you, but has since avoided the responsibility of taking care of your daughter, Anila, since she was born.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
You're suing for a paternity test and for $900 for college expenses you lost when you were forced to drop out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harrison, you claim you've tried to get a DNA test for months because you know you are not Anila's father, and today's results will clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Goddard, why do you believe that Mr. Harrison purposefully got you pregnant?
Your Honor, I know that he purposely got me pregnant because he told me himself, Your Honor.
Did you get her pregnant on purpose?
Yeah, I got her pregnant on purpose, Your Honor.
You did?
Yes.
And why?
Because we were in love. We were planning to have a baby, but she didn't want to have it. She wanted to go to school. And
So let me understand something. If you say you got her pregnant on purpose, why are we here? Why aren't you claiming, honoring, and taking care of this child?
I know the child's not mine. Because
You say you know the child's not yours, and yet you also say you got her pregnant on purpose.
we were going together for a year. We were in love. So I decided, I wanted to start a family. So I tried to start a family in which I assumed that this baby is mine or not. I don't know, to be honest. She cheated on me, basically. She cheated on me with another guy. A couple of my friends walk up to me and they'd tell me that, she was cheating on you since the beginning of everything, since we've been going together. So I wanted to know if this baby is mine or not.
So you started hearing rumors?
Yes. A lot of rumors. Not just one person, not 2, but multiple, a lot. So I wanted to know if this baby is mine or not.
Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Goddard.
I admitted to Mr. Harrison that I had intercourse with another man as we were together, and he still proceeded through my pregnancy and the birth knowing that.
So you admitted that you had had sex with someone else?
Yes, I did.
And he stayed with you?
Yes, because he said he knew that was his child because he purposely did it, and he knows it.
I don't think you all understand that you can purposefully try to get somebody pregnant, but if you're sleeping with somebody else too, it could be the other person's. You understand that, right?
Yes.
You're saying, Ms. Goddard, this cost you the opportunity to go to college.
Yes, it did, Your Honor.
How?
I also I have here the payment that I made for orientation and the supplies also that my mom spent for me to go to college.
Jerome, may I see that, please?
And here, Your Honor, here's a defer from my college stating that I had to leave and they were going to give me a chance to come back in another year, but because I got pregnant, I could not go, Your Honor.
Jerome, hand me that other piece of evidence Ms. Goddard is handing you. This is an itemized list of college expenses, your dorm supplies, bedding, towels, personal care items totaling $400, and then a summer orientation fee of $500, which totals $900.
Correct, Your Honor.
All the things you've bought getting ready for college.
Yes.
This is the proof that you were actually admitted into school, but they deferred your admission because you weren't able to go.
Yes.
You're asking for those expenses and those costs to be returned to you because you feel like you lost them because Mr. Harrison got you pregnant on purpose.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mom, this is really difficult for you.
It's
because
very difficult.
Your daughter was on her way to college.
Absolutely. Not only was she on her way to college, my daughter had an extremely hard teen life. And she got in a lot of trouble in school. She learned her lesson. She turned her life around. She then went on to school, got on the principal's list, had honors classes, went forward to go to school, got accepted into Hartford. She paid her dues by taking responsibility for what she did, which he has lacked.
He said, why you gotta go to college for? You could go to college right here. Just go to a regular public school or whatever and just get it done like that. He didn't want me to go on campus, Your Honor. He didn't want me to do better for myself.
Your Honor, I don't remember saying any of that. All I know is, Your Honor, I know a lot of females that get pregnant and go to college. My cousin,
Okay.
she went to college
Let me just
and
say
stayed
this.
on campus while she was pregnant.
I heard a man say yes, he attempted to get you pregnant on purpose. What I also heard is you, a young woman, also say that I was sleeping around with him, but I also was sleeping around with another man, unprotected, the man that could potentially be the child's father as well. If you were serious about getting your education, you wouldn't have been engaging in those activities. Because women, young girls that live with purpose, conduct yourself in a certain type of way, and that includes protecting yourself.
Yes, Your Honor.
He could not take away any opportunity you had unless you failed to protect yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, granted, if that was his idea of creating a family, he's a compulsive liar.
Your Honor.
He's a compulsive liar. Not only was she going on to do better, he also lied and said he'd been trying for months to get a DNA test, and I know that firsthand that that's also a lie because I've been there.
Your Honor,
when they tried to do no.
Go ahead.
I've been there when she's tried to do it. I've heard phone calls. I've had to coach her for trying to be there and be there for her child and not go down in the slump because he's not there to do what he's supposed to do. And because of that, I have to pick up the slack. I didn't get a hump, a bump, or a kiss, and none of that. So it's not fair that I got to do it and he lay up like he the man. The devil is a liar. No.
You said you try to get her pregnant on purpose, and then when she actually has the baby, because you hear rumors, you don't step up, you don't provide for the child?
Your Honor, I was there when she gave birth. I stayed the night.
And then left.
I stayed
and
tonight.
never came back.
Your Honor, I stayed there, Your Honor.
I had to threaten you to come back. I called you on the phone and said, get your punk behind back here to this hospital right
Your
now.
Honor, that's after she had
And he slept
Your
the
Honor,
whole
that's
time
after
here, Your
she
Honor.
had the baby, Your Honor.
And let's not talk about the birth certificate when you sign it. You'd rather go get high with your cousins and your friends than come there and sign the birth certificate.
Is that true, Mr.
Your Honor,
Harris?
I
Tell the truth.
overslept.
Tell the truth that the Lord love you because you know you're lying.
overslept,
You
Your Honor.
overslept for
I overslept, Your Honor. and then
on the day that you were supposed to sign
signed
the birth certificate.
Yes, and I have my son.
Did you sign it?
Did I sign the birth certificate? No,
And to this date, you have not signed it.
I haven't signed it. I cut the umbilical cord. Nobody never came up to me after that. They moved Anila to the incubator where she was, she was doing a little bad. They moved her there.
He wouldn't know because he wasn't there, Your Honor. He wasn't there at all.
Your
I
Honor,
watched my baby go
that's
from
me right
a
there,
cold
Your Honor.
bed, and they had to throw her
That's
onto
me.
a warmer.
That's me, Your Honor. Right there. Why she has
But
me.
what happened afterwards?
that
you the
then-
first day.
I'm
What
trying
about
to still
after
see
that? It
if
does
this
not
is my
stop
baby.
there. It doesn't stop there. And it's not fair to her to be without her father because you're selfish.
Your Honor,
That's not fair to her.
Your Honor, when I was born, my
That's
father
not
passed
fair.
away when I was a baby. I have a son. I have a
That's
4-year-old
not-
son.
take care of
I
him.
take care of my
Your
son.
mother takes care of
I
him.
pay child support for my
Your
son.
mother does
I
that.
take care of my
Everything, Your
son.
Honor.
Your mother
She pays
does that.
child
I take
support
care of
and
my
she
son.
No.
Okay, all right, hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Harrison.
How would they know if I'm taking care of my son?
I was your girlfriend. We was in love, remember?
Okay, you was at the house. Where were you at all the time?
Watching your son when you were
Where were you
outside.
at all the time? Tell the truth.
All right. Let's get back to the child in question.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately, this does not add to our argument, and it only furthers questions in my mind is if you were with a man that didn't take care of the child he already had, why would you have sex with a man unprotected where you could potentially get pregnant by him again
Yep.
and expect anything different to happen? When did these people tell you that she was cheating?
They told me after she had the baby.
I told him myself. I admitted to him when I first found out I was pregnant. When I first told him, I didn't tell him the guy's name. He went through my phone another time, and that's how he found out the guy's name, Your Honor.
I never found out the guy's name, Your Honor. I just found the text messages.
You went through the phone?
I went through
Yes.
the phone and I seen that she was talking to another guy and they was talking about having sex and they was talking about being together with each other.
Was this during the window of conception?
Your Honor, yes, it was. One day, Your Honor, yes. But I was sleeping with him before and after. And Your Honor, how I know? I marked down on a calendar myself when I was sleeping with Mr. Harrison. Not only that, Your Honor, yes, I did have intercourse with someone else one time because Mr. Harrison had cheated on me multiple times.
And it only takes one time, Your Honor.
I just wanted him to understand how I felt while he was doing it to me, Your Honor. Yes, it was wrong, and I do realize that.
What is this evidence you have?
I have a calendar where I marked off all the days before and after, Your Honor, when I conceived my baby.
Thank you, Jerome. All of these dates you have circled.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are dates that you were intimate without protection with Mr. Harrison.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then the baby was born on November 6th.
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with the other guy?
On February 28th.
So February 28th.
It was the weekend of my birthday, yes.
So now on February 28th is where you say you had sex with the other guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you end up hooking up with this other guy?
Because, Your Honor, as I stated, he has cheated multiple times. This was a friend of mine. I came to him and I confided in him and I started letting him know things that were going on. And me and this other gentleman, we had intercourse with each other, and that's how it happened, Your Honor.
How are you so certain Mr. Harrison is the child's biological father if you admittedly had sex with this other guy unprotected during the window of conception?
Your Honor, because me and Mr. Harrison had sex multiple times unprotected throughout the day, Your Honor. It was nonstop.
But you do acknowledge that there is a potential that this other guy could be your child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm well aware of that.
So when you were pregnant, did you tell the other guy that I'm pregnant and you may be my child's father?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was his response?
He stopped talking to me. He wouldn't have no contact with me.
So ultimately, Ms. Goddard, you believe this man basically just ruined your child's life?
Yes, I do. I believe that she also, like you said, had a choice in that. But I think for him to do it intentionally, which makes it worse, because not only did you do it intentionally, but you just walked away. You came, you dropped your luggage, you didn't even unpack, you left the responsibility on her to do your dirty work. That's not fair. That's not fair. And it bothers me more than anything because I get it. I get it. As women, yeah, we should do better because it's us. And they walk away and don't take the responsibility. I had her. I was 16 years old. And this is the last thing that I would want for her to have to go through the same thing. Because to me, I consider it to be a generational curse. To go from child to child to child to have to deal with suckers like this. Excuse me, Judge. Sorry.
You used a word that I could live with. And so what are your hopes today?
I just want my daughter to know who her father is, and I want him to be there for her because I know what it's like to not have a father.
And how about you, Mr. Harrison?
I was raised without a father, too. My father passed away when I was a baby, and basically, I'm just trying to be a better guy.
No, don't be a better guy, be a better father.
I'm trying to be a father to this baby if this baby is mine.
Don't try, do it. Do it.
So you're saying the loss of your father and living without your father in your life has affected you?
Yes, my mother had to be my father. My mother had to raise me by herself.
Fail.
She has a father. He's not dead. He's not gone. My father is gone. So I want to know, can I be a father to this baby if it is mine?
Do you know how to be a father?
Yes, I know how to be a father. I take care of my son. I take my son to the store. I take him to the park. I do everything for my son. I got him shoes and everything. Just because my mother helps me, that's called helping. My mother helps me to take care of this baby.
I can't tell you anything about his son. Anything about his son at all.
Every time Shanterria was over at my house, Shanterria could tell you she was always in the basement. My son was always upstairs. Either I'm with her, taking care of her, rubbing on her belly. I'm spending time with her and not spending time more with my son. So I realized I needed to spend more time with my son, so I started doing that. I started spending time with my son. My mother goes outside. She does what she wants to do. Simple as that.
And so ultimately, you saw the void not having a father left in your life. And you're attempting to break that cycle with your son. And will continue to try to do that, if I'm correct, if it's determined that Anila is your daughter.
Yes, I will continue to do that if Anila is my daughter.
And if she is not your biological daughter,
I will go to continue taking care of my son.
Okay. I think it's time for the results, and then I will rule on the lawsuit. Thank you, Jerome. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Goddard versus Harrison, when it comes to 8-month-old Anyla Harrison, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Harrison, you are her father. Now you know.
Yep, and I will be taking care of her, as a real man should.
So despite the arguing that has transpired today, the three of you have something in common, and that's Anyla. So from here, you've got to use that same energy that you used to cut each other down. You've got to figure out how to now build Anyla up. So, Ms. Goddard, you were suing for the paternity test, but also because you felt Mr. Harrison had prevented you from the opportunity to go to college by impregnating you on purpose. You haven't proven today that this man said in his mind, I'm going to purposefully get her pregnant for the specific purpose of keeping you from your education and that college opportunity. And let's be honest, even if he said he did, there was another man on deck. So for the reasons I stated, judgment is for the defendant. Court is adjourned. Mr. Jones, you state you have always believed you are not the father of the defendant's 5-month-old son, Amir. You claim your suspicions were confirmed after receiving a text message just 3 weeks ago. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Turner, you say you are desperate to prove the plaintiff is Amir's father and claim once today's results prove paternity, you need him to step up and sign your son's birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jones, why are today's results so important to you?
I'll be wanting to claim the baby, but at the same time, I got so many doubts. Got a lot of doubts.
And I can see this is troubling for you. You are emotional about the fact that you really don't know.
Yeah.
You don't believe you're the father.
No, Your Honor.
Tell me why you don't believe you're the father.
Because like you said, just 3 weeks ago, I received this text message.
What text message is that?
It's a message from Facebook, from somebody I don't even know.
Jerome, let me see that evidence. You say just 3 weeks ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
You get this message.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this message says, why you claiming that baby? Men running in and out of her house. Get a DNA test. Don't be a fool. That is not the message you want to get when you think you have a newborn baby. So what's going through your mind when you get this? This is at 12:59 a.m.
Okay.
Take me back to that day when you got this text message.
I woke up in the middle of the night, seen I had a missed message. I see that message on there, and I instantly got up and called her. Like, who is this? I asked her, do she know the person? She said, no. I looked up the person.
It comes from a number you don't even know. Ms. Turner, do you remember that night when you got that call from Mr. Jones saying, I got a text message?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
I don't know who that is, but like I told him, you know, he got so many females. We do got people that's some haters. So it could be a little fake page.
Oh, wait a minute. You said haters?
Yes.
So you think it's a hater just texting him at 12:59 a.m.?
I know for a fact it's a little hater, because I don't even know who the person is. So they made it up, little fake page.
It was a male, Your Honor.
So who is the hater that writes, why are you claiming that baby? Men running in and out of her house. Get a DNA test. Don't be a fool.
Who's the hater?
Who's the hater that would write that?
He got so many female friends that don't like him being with me. So it could be one of them. It don't have to be a man. They could have stole somebody's profile.
So you think, because it came from a man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Your
But
Honor.
you didn't know who it was.
Never seen that guy a day in my life.
Never
and
seen
a man
him before
told me
neither.
that. I figured
I
it
ain't
was
never
somebody
talked to
she
him.
used to talk to.
Oh, so you thinking it's somebody who used to sleep with Miss Turner or was sleeping with Miss Turner during the window of conception?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
So what was the nature of your relationship with Miss Turner at the time this message was sent?
We was good. We was in a relationship. Everything was okay at that time.
All right, now take me back to the nature of your relationship during the time Miss Turner was pregnant.
When she was pregnant, we had a whole lot of falling out, and mainly, this is why I got doubts.
All right, so take me back to that time, because that's pretty much the time that's at issue.
Take it to a neighbor she had. He had texted her one day when I went to work, like 6 in the morning, right after I left for work, trying to come over.
Trying to come over?
Yes.
Come over for what?
That's what I'm trying to know. Seen a text message in her phone saying, "Are you okay, sis?" And I'm like, this number is not from any of your brothers. I'm like, who is this? She broke down, got to crying and told me, yes, it was the neighbor. She told me it was the neighbor.
I was crying.
She let me know who it was and said that he was trying to come over here.
Oh, so you're saying when you confronted her about this, she broke down and started crying. You thought this was out of guilt.
Yes.
Miss Turner, were you receiving text messages from other men during the window of time when Amir was conceived?
No, my neighbor had text messaged me and was like, hey, sis, most of my friends that I'm cool with, if I'm cool with their boyfriend or whatever, I do call, you know, that if they like a brotherly figure to me, I call them bro. They call me sis. I ain't around here sleeping with nobody and they talking about some sis. Or I'm talking about some bro, because that's trifling.
Well, it's the same guy.
I told a couple of people I call bro and he think it be going down.
This came from the same guy I told to quit calling her phone once before at 4 in the
He
morning.
some type
It
of
was
way
4 in
about
the morning.
everybody.
He had no reason calling her phone and y'all just cool
It
like
wasn't no
that.
4 in the morning. It was 7
4 in the
o'clock
morning?
in the morning.
Nah, when he texted your phone.
And he hit my
and
phone
I had
up
to
because
check
yes,
it.
he seen
And I
them
had to
leave.
check it.
Everybody know they can't
Yeah.
talk to me with Ricky.
Yeah.
I can't have
Ain't
no
no
neighbor
talking
be
at that
cool
time
with
of
my
night with my
neighbor.
girl.
But what does the neighbor want all these times in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning? What does the neighbor
He was
want?
asking me a question. Sometimes they ask me for a ride. Days when
What kind of ride at that time of night?
Time of night, it was 8 a.m. It was 8 a.m. What you mean that time of night?
You're saying he texted the same neighbor was texting her at 4 a.m. You say it was 4 a.m.
Yeah, this the same neighbor. I didn't see it. Quit calling the phone. Same neighbor
And this
at that time.
is and Mr. Jones, this is just one of the reasons
That's one.
you believe Miss Turner was cheating during the window of conception.
Yes, one.
Give me another reason why you believe that.
All right, I go through her phone, find out she been talking to one of her exes, saying, "Good morning, baby. How's your day? Is you having a good day at work?
Oh, well,
I miss you."
Yeah,
and I'm asking her, I'm
He
like,
seen
dang.
that. He
At that
seen
time,
that.
I'm not
He
even
seen
getting
that.
no good morning
No,
texts.
you wanna know
Nobody
why he
telling
wasn't
me
getting
good
that? 'Cause
morning.
other females
Nobody was
was
telling me
getting
they
it.
love me.
He was
None of
talking-
that.
he was
But she
talking
was
to
telling this
somebody
man
else.
that.
He was talking to somebody
This is all the
else.
time, same time.
That's
February.
Okay, so
He'll come to my job and chill with me for a little bit. Then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to go home and lay down." But he going somewhere else. He making little
Man, I'm trying-
detours
who else was
over
chilling with
somebody
you at
else's
your job?
house.
Who else was chilling
That's
at
the
you at your
problem.
job?
So since he want to go out and talk to somebody else, so yeah, I got to hit my ex up like, "Good morning."
But you
Why
love
would I
him.
tell you good morning?
But you love him.
oh,
You still love
He
him.
didn't deserve that no more.
so Miss Turner, you're admitting you began to have a relationship with your ex
No, I was
because you
talking
believe
on the phone. We wouldn't have no relationship. He was living in Memphis. I hadn't seen him
He
or
travels.
nothing. We were communicating.
So you start sending friendly good morning texts.
Ma'am.
How are
Friendly.
you? How was your day? Being a little extra friendly and cozy because you thought Mr. Jones was cheating.
I ain't thought I knew.
So you knew he was cheating.
If he was pregnant, I would have said his baby ain't mine.
So, Mr. Jones, the truth is you're just finding a whole bunch of text messages. You got messages.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta tell him when
got
I'm going to the store, when I'm going to the bathroom, when I'm
But
fixing
I also-
something to eat.
I
So he know
also-
everywhere I go. He know everything I do.
So,
Well, one day
but
she
I mean,
bust-
it has to be more than just text messages.
Yes,
You believe she was actually sleeping with her ex?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Why do you believe that?
One day she butt dialed me, or however she called me. I don't know if it was on purpose. But for me, I didn't answer the phone. It was a message
Why
left
ain't
on
answer
my
the phone, though?
voicemail.
Why
I
ain't
didn't
answer the phone? Where
It
was he
a message
at?
on my voicemail.
Where was he at though? Why you ain't answer the phone?
It was a message. It was late night. I was asleep.
Oh, he was in the hotel room.
So hold on, Miss Turner, let me hear this story. When you played your voicemail, what'd you hear?
I heard moaning.
Moaning?
I heard moaning, and I heard another man talking in the background.
Who was moaning? A woman or a man?
It was a woman.
I was in the car playing the radio singing, and I had
She was moaning, Your Honor, and I could hear a man's voice. I couldn't hear like what he was saying and everything. But later on, she let me know she was with somebody who she intended to have sex with, but she didn't.
Why did I intend to have sex with him?
Miss Turner, were you with another man?
Okay, this is 2 separate nights that he talking about. I was on my way to, I think, to my mother's house or something like that. I had her vehicle, first of all, so I wasn't about to have sex with nobody in her vehicle. The second night is when he was talking about me going to go intend to have sex with somebody. I pulled up on my ex, I sure did. When he called me, I answered my phone. He asked me where, I told him where I was.
All in the same month, all in the same month.
But he just said the same night though. So
all this
get
is
your
the
story
same month.
together, cause it ain't coming together. This is 2 separate nights. That night when he called me, I told him that I was with my ex because he was at a hotel room with a whole nother female. I seen they text messages because I know how to
All right,
break
we
into
talking
his
about
phone.
why did you?
No, we
What's
talking
going
about what
on
I'm
with you
talking about
right
right now.
Where?
He didn't even know that I went through his phone. They had already intended. They made plans to seeing each other. She let him know that she was about to go get a room. He was finna get away from me. See, he didn't know all of this.
So, okay, so granted.
That was because
hold on.
3 p.m.
Hold
I
on.
ended up at my ex until like
So
around 11,
if
12 o'clock
those
at night.
messages were true,
They are.
what did you go do?
I pulled up on my ex. I thought about doing something with him, but at the time I was already pregnant. Cause I had took a pregnancy test, and we was already rocking in. Cause I was ready. He already knew when I called him, told him I was pregnant. We was about to break up. I was about done with him anyway. So we was just, you know what I'm saying? Let's try to work it out for the baby. We ain't, our parents wasn't in the same household with us.
All right. I want to understand. Y'all had a lot going on during the window of time when Amir was conceived.
A whole lot.
Some things we say to hurt a man when they've hurt us. There's that boomerang effect in life. Sometimes when we set out to hurt other people, we hurt ourselves. When we hurt our baby. And I know you were hurt. I can see it in your eyes. But as soon as you say to him, oh yeah, and I was gonna sleep with him, but I didn't, in his mind then, well, who else did she sleep with? I mean, that's a logical conclusion. And then we're here in paternity court. Way too much mess. Did you have your father growing up, Miss Turner?
Mm-mm.
So that's why this is so important to you, because you want Amir to have what you didn't have. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's why I try to work it out with him. So he could be in the household with his mom and his dad.
And I can see the tears in your eyes. How does that make you feel to see your baby not get what you know he deserves?
It hurts my feelings, because I've been there, done that. I know how it feels.
So this matters to you?
Yes.
This beautiful little boy, Amir, this is about his life. This is not a joke. This is not a back and forth tug of war, exercise between two people who probably love each other but can't figure out how to be in a relationship. Once you bring a real person, a whole life into the world, stakes change. And I can see, Mr. Jones, the way you look at him. It's like you look at him with love and confusion and doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's not that you don't love him, you just don't truly know. I can see it. You're very emotional.
Amir is like, it's my son. The way I look at it, I don't want to hear nothing else. That's all that I'm worried about. The doubts, all that happened, that was a whole lot.
You said it was a whole lot.
Yes, it was a whole lot in 1 month. It is too much at the same time. So I gotta question it and I gotta get proof. I gotta get some type of answers.
So have you prepared yourself, Mr. Jones, either way? Have you been honest with yourself and said, what will I do if Amir is not my biological son?
I ain't looked at that even possibility, not really.
You haven't. And I can see the tears in your eyes because it means that much to you.
Yeah, And like you said, I grew up without a father too. If it ain't the best father, they gonna know me.
I appreciate that honesty. You know, a lot of times I always tell people when you grow up without having your father, it can go one of two ways. You can either be the father you never had, or you can be the father you never had. Same sentence, two different meanings. And I appreciate, Mr. Jones, you saying you're doing your best to be what you never had, and sometimes you don't even know how to be that.
Exactly.
Because you never had an example. Okay. Jerome, let's get the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jones versus Turner, when it comes to 5-month-old Amir Turner, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Jones, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You feel better?
That don't mean all that.
You feel, no, it do. It do.
That just mean the baby mine.
Well, listen.
It do.
Listen. Let's not go back down negative roads.
I'm sorry.
You know, I mean, that's what drives me crazy. We get off a negative road and we're trying to get on positive lane. You know, let's go. We have come to the understanding that Mr. Jones is Amir's biological father. So now that you know the truth, let me deliver some truth to you all. If you keep operating the way you have in the past, we're gonna be back here again. Not just this courtroom, but in a place where there is no trust, no belief, and whether you all choose to be in a relationship together and make that family for Amir that you both dreamed of, or you choose to co-parent, you've gotta find some solid ground, because you're trying to break generational curses.